Our third topic is what I'm really excited for today, Cart. I want to have an incredibly smart, real basketball discussion on roster building in the portal era. I think it'd just be fun to, not do our typical like fun, stupid list rankings. Ugh, look how stupid the sleepers guys are. Let's have a real, intellectual, insightful conversation. Cart, does that sound fun?
Yeah, sounds great.
It does sound fun. I was gonna say it doesn't sound that fun, but we can do it.
Well, this isn't about fun. Let's look at the big picture
let's
here.
have let's have a conversation about it. So, okay, let's start with this. Would you rather have Miles Rice or Michael Brown Jr.?
I'd rather have Michael Brown Jr.
Mm, okay, I'm not sure. I'm still uncertain on this, but in all seriousness, let's have a conversation about this. So, portal era, roster building. People have asked us to do this in the past and like give our thoughts on how we would build a roster. And I'm actually curious because I don't know your answer to this. Is there a right or wrong way to construct a championship winning basketball team in the NIL transfer portal era? It certainly looks different than it did 5 to 10 years ago when I think you could build teams centered around the best freshmen in the country, just collect talent and talent your way to a championship. We've seen very talented teams win championships the last couple of years, but they had to mix in veteran experience with NBA players, with certain things. And I think there is a formula that we're starting to see. I want to give a shout out to Evan Miyakawa, evanmiya.com, because he's done some great research on this and reported some findings on this about the exact way teams should be trying to build rosters. And it always rings true in my mind. One of the primary takeaways that he reported when he put together all of this data was more often than not, it's literally just about finding good basketball players and keeping good basketball players. And I think that is a step towards maybe the idea of retention. How can you get not just get good basketball players through your door, but how can you keep them and develop them in the middle of filling in the cracks, adding elsewhere? So, this is an interesting topic for us, different way of having a conversation for a segment than we sometimes do. But I'm excited to get your thoughts. Where would you begin if you're trying to build a winning roster in the portal era? What do you think it needs to look like?
The thing is, it's what makes it so difficult is that you do have to have so many different factors, right? For example, I look at how some coaches even before, they get to what they want to do with their team, they work better with guys that kind of align with how they want to play, right? Like you even look to like what a Michigan State team was last year. Part of the success that they had outside of like guys like Jace Richardson was that that team was full of psychos that really aligned with Tom Izzo and his psychoticness, right? And I think it turned out to work out very, very well. I mean, in today's day and age, though, there are so many things you have to navigate. I know we always come on here and we're like, just get good basketball players, but you also, I think, need good basketball players that are one, versatile. Obviously, I don't think you want to have one-dimensional basketball players, and two, are buying into what the head coach is trying to get them to do. Because when you don't have guys buying in, it creates unrest. Unrest creates lust for other schools and possibly leaving. And I think it just throws off whatever you're trying to do with the whole team. But culture is the big buzzword when you're building a team, but that shit actually does matter as far as like keeping guys happy and I think keeping guys on the same page.
Okay. So basically, you think there can't really be just one set, like go get X amount of transfers, go get X amount of NBA players. You almost need to like find the right formula that mixes it all together, a mix of transfers with pro talent, with homegrown developed guys. Am I right on that? Is that a
Yeah, I think the teams that do the best, I think, have a combination of all three. I think look to last year's Florida team. Uh, Through the transfer portal, they were able to get Will Richard and Elijah Martin and Walter Clayton. But Walter Clayton was the star player on that basketball team. They also did a great job in recruiting. Alex Condon was a recruit on the team. Thomas Hogg also was. Combine that with really good coaching. They even get a guy like Denzel Aberdeen, who was a guy from the state of Florida as well. I just think you need to be able to do all three in order to be good. Look at Purdue this season, who we think is going to be the favorite, right? They have an unbelievable combination of retention, star players, homegrown guys, high school recruits, while also doing the thing they haven't really done in the past. They go in the transfer portal, they get Oscar Clough, They go overseas, they get overmarked. I feel like you got to do a combination of all of them. Otherwise, you're just like I feel like you're putting yourself behind the eight ball, right? Like I feel like you're putting yourself behind other programs that are doing all the things.
Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Car, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that like is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp on demand.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. So one thing that I feel like has jumped out as really loudly true in the portal era that I don't think we knew at the beginning of the portal era. And it's something you and I have mentioned from time to time and kind of hypothesized around. I think one of the most important things towards building successful rosters is bringing in transfers that maybe you get your hands on them when they're going to be an incoming junior guys that do have experience, you know what they are, right? Because there's more of a hit rate, less of a miss rate when you have years of data at the college level. We've seen players that should be great out of high school be bad in college, players that should be bad out of high school be great in college. It's just more unknown. When you have 1 to 2 years of data of who they are in college basketball, whether it's at the mid major level or the high major level, by the time they get to their final destination, you have more data to know what they are. So, I feel like there's teams that do the transfer game, but bring in a bunch of transfers that have 1 year. And there's kind of this level of turnover every year that annually they're trying to replace. I think through some of the best players in college basketball these last couple of years, Illinois, Terrence Shannon Jr., 2 years of him. The second year was the special one where they went on this crazy run and they was almost this level of retention where he had been in the program and gotten his feet wet, but now he's an All-American and he knows what he is. I think you could point to Walter Clayton at Florida. 2 years at Florida, right? You got him when he was a finished product already. He was good, but that second year was the special year. Tristan Newton at UConn, another guy that I think needed 2 years at UConn to really become the finished product version of superstardom. I think year two transfers are one of the most important things in the roster building era. And then if you have a centerpiece like Clayton or Newton, who you believe is going to be one of your primary guys, and you can line it up to where in year two, his second year in the system, maybe his fifth year in college, fourth year in college, you can just fill in the cracks around them. To
Yeah.
me, that's how you build a championship roster.
Honestly, I think given like the or the good amount of sample size that we're able to look at, year two transfers might be the most important. Walter
Yeah.
Clayton, year two transfer, like you pointed out, like there's so many, even like down to like the Tyson Walkers of the world in year two who become these great. I just think year two transfers, especially year two transfers that are actually, they are able to even get to a next point. You're able to see that kind of growth. I mean, shit, Houston this year with Milos. Like
Yeah.
that, getting him back is impeccable for them.
Was it Isaac Trotter or somebody wrote an article on like projecting year two transfer breakouts too this year? There's quite
Yeah,
a few on some of the bet. Like Milos Uzan is an obvious guy that fits the archetype who should take a major leap for Houston.
yeah,
I even look across like maybe project future down the line. Doesn't Silas Demery, he could be that in 2 years. Jalen Lowe could be that in 2 years at Kentucky. Like, I think we're seeing more of these programs sort of adopt this strategy based on seeing it work for other programs.
yeah. And that, I mean, that, looking at your own teams, like you're an Illinois fan, like is Kylan Boswell year two in the program gonna like to
Year
like
two.
that? That's could mean a lot.
Elliot Cadeau is going to have a second year. and Michigan in a little
Will
bit.
he?
Just
Will
saying,
he? Will
just
he?
throwing that out there. But that's not to say you can't win a championship without a couple transfers, right? Like Purdue's built a very homegrown team, but I think you could
But but
argue
but
they need a little
but
boost,
but to
right?
your point, the teams that have won national championships in the past, what, 5 years? Which one of those teams hasn't had a transfer?
Well, and if you go through the teams that have won championships too, they did both, right?
Right.
Florida did develop homegrown front court talent. UConn, Klingon, and Castle were NBA level incoming guys. Caravan obviously has been a homegrown incoming
They
guy.
got Klingon back for because Klingon was there for 2 years, right? Yeah.
Klingon was there. That's the other thing. You got to retain, like Florida this year is retaining NBA players,
Right.
which would be an argument for Purdue. They've kept their All Americans who could have gone elsewhere. TKR and Braden had other opportunities in front of them. So that's basically, if you were just asking me, summarize from scratch, you're a college basketball coach. What are you trying to do? I would try to bring in transfers that have multiple years of eligibility so I can try to keep them 1 to 2 years. I would still recruit high school ranks, but I would probably only recruit players I think are instant impact. And then I would fill in the cracks with 1 year hired role player hands from there.
Yeah. Also, a lot of money. Big budget.
Also helps to have money.
Big budget.
Cart, did you enjoy that conversation? Did you enjoy an incredibly smart real basketball discussion on
Yeah,
roster building in the portal era?
that was extremely refreshing from all the dumb ass stuff I got to listen to on a daily basis.
Yeah, it was fun not being two incredibly stupid idiots.
Yeah.
And
Did I smile too much during that?
no, you looked good. This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs or maybe college football labs because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a 2-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.